Hi, this is the video lecture for confusion matrix. Confusion. This is the basic concept of machine learning. It is basically essential to understand the performance evaluation of a classification algorithms. So let's start. So what is the confusion matrix? Confusion matrix we can define the summary. Confusion matrix is a summary. Confusion matrix is a summary of a of predicted result of classification model, also known as classifier. So a confusion matrix is a summary of predicted results of classification model or classifier. What does it mean? Second question is why its name is confusion matrix? Because it identifies it identifies the confusion of the model, confusion of the classifier or classification model, you can say, while making prediction for the for test sample for test sample. So for example, let's consider here a model is already trained. This is a trained model. For example, I trained a model with the help of SVM. This is trained already. Okay, so here a test sample coming, already model trained. So a test sample coming, simple test sample is coming. This is the test sample. You know that every test sample, and this test sample either belongs to two classes is there. One is 0 class and another is 1 class. So this model have to predict either the test sample belongs to the class 0 or the test sample belongs to the class 1. And while doing prediction, if your model did not train properly, sometimes it becomes it get confused. So the real class of the test sample is 0 class, but it wrongly predict it as to class 1. So it wrongly predicted. So why the model predicting wrongly? Because if your training is not performing properly, so when test sample is coming, it is unable to make prediction perfectly. So instead of predicting 0, it predicting 1. So that means here your classifier making mistakes. So since your confusion matrix is able to recognize the confusion of the classifier model or recognize the error of the classifier model, it is also known as error matrix. And another thing is, and another important concept I already told you, it basically helps to visualize. It helps to visualize the what your performance of the classifier, performance of the classifier. So a lot of how the classifier performance of the classifier means how the classifier performs, how many percentage error is coming, and like the accuracy is coming. So everything we can visualize with the help of your confusion matrix. So these things are 4 point over. So first thing is it is represent the summary of the predicted results of a classification model, one part. Second is I already told you, so I think you understand this. All the 4 important points you have to remember. This is the basic concept related to confusion matrix. So to understand practically how it is working, let's start from the classification. First we make the classification model, design the model, then we get the results and present in matrix format, that is the confusion matrix. So let's start from that. So classification need basically two important things. First is data set, and second important thing is you have to choose a classification model, or we can say here classifier. So basically data set actually also divided, you have to do before start training your classifier, you have to divide the data set in two part. One is training part. Training is necessary for design your train your classifier, and your test data set. Basically we need test data set for evaluate the performance of the classifier. That means how the classifier is working. Okay, so this thing is necessary. This is the training we have to make from the training data set. From the training data set we design the model, and from the test, with the help of test data set, we evaluate the performance. We have to analyze how our classifier is working perfectly. So here I am going to make a simple sample data set. Basically I am taking randomly, it may not perform. So here just consider, for example, simple data set related to student pass fail information. Just consider student pass fail. This is the data set. Student pass fail, there are three subjects are there: physics, chemistry, mathematics. And here the class level here pass fail. Here class level either pass or fail. So this indicates either the student got pass or fail. Like this information available last column. So there are these three columns are known as conditional attribute. These are the conditional attributes, and this is known as class attribute. Okay, so here I have to take 100 number of sample, or instance we can say 100 number of samples are there. So first students, and a student will pass or fail if the student fail in or one subject or maybe many subjects, and the student will pass if the student secure more than 40 marks, then the student will pass, or more than 30 marks the student will pass. So individually let some marks are there, 29, 40, 50, then the student is pass. Pass, basically I want to present pass in form of 1. So like this you can make 30, 100, 90 pass, 20, 10, 5, 0 fail. Like this there is a sample available, 100 sample available, 1, 2, 3 the student fail. So like this 100 information is available. Okay, so the data set, you remember this data set, what we have to do, we have to divide into two parts. One is training part and testing part. Before that, the data set basically presented in our computer, presented in form of CSV file format. We have to divide the data set into array. This conditional part means from physics, chemistry, 3 columns with all number of 100 attributes. So we can make a matrix. Its name is, we can give it name is X. So X is a matrix. Its size is 100 into 3. Remember that 3 column physics, chemistry, math, and up to how many 3 columns are there, 1, 2, 3, and how many this in the 100 rows are there. So this whole data set divided two parts. This conditional part is divided into X, and the class level is divided into Y. So Y is another array. Its size is it is basically one dimensional, because 100 number of 100 into 1 row, one column, and 100 rows. So this Y holds the class level and X holds the conditional part. The data set is divided two parts. So now I want to divide the data set X data set into two parts, one training data set and testing data set. So let's do how we will do it. Let's start for that. So here to split your data set, scikit-learn providing one function. Its name is train test split. So you call the function train test split. You have to provide input to X part. I already told you what is X part, and Y part, and how many percentage you want to use for test. So test size 10% I want to use, 90% for training. So I gave here 10. Okay, so here what is the output? X train, X test, Y train, Y test. Remember that this X train, Y train, this is the training data set. Training data set. and this conditional part holding conditional part, this holding the class level, and the X test, Y test, this is the testing data set. And remember this is the 10% of the whole data set, 10%. This is the 90% of the whole data set. Okay, so let's start the training. So here I am taking SPM algorithm. So to train, this is the SPM algorithm here. SPM algo. You have to provide input data, X training data set, X train, Y train. So here SPM algorithm I am making training. How it will do training? You know the function spm.fit, and it take input X train and Y train. So doing the fitting operation, training part. After the training over, it generates a model. So here this is the SPM model. This is already trained model, SPM trained model. Now how it trained from the training data set, 90% of training data set, it took we provided to the SPM algorithm. It already trained, and after it trained, this model generated. Now the model is ready to make prediction. So here you know the X test, here the X test, this part holds the conditional part. Conditional part, it has no information related to class, only the Y part holds the class information. So okay, so here if I give input X test to the model, it will do the prediction operation. Its prediction means it will return you Y test, Y prediction, Y pred. Okay, this Y test. So here I am taking a simple sample. Just consider 10 sample I am taking. Let this is the Y train, X train. Physics chemistry related some informations are there. This X train only for the conditional part. Students information, 10 number of students information are there. So like some marks are there, 5, 10, 90. So here the Y train hold, what the Y train hold, sorry, Y test hold, Y test hold the class level. The student is fail, 90, 100, 90, the student is pass. Like this informations are there, 29 and 25 and 60, the student is fail. So like these informations are available. So or maybe if I make it 35, 40, this becomes 1. Like this informations are there. So I gave input X train part, only this all the training part, this all the testing part. I gave this, and it will the model will do the prediction here. So here I am writing basically. Okay, let's do another base. So here you understand X train we supply to this model, and it will return the prediction part. So here you consider Y test, the actual value of X test is just consider the real prediction, real actual predicted value, actual class levels are I am taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 informations I want to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So 10 information I want to use here. Next, Y prediction. After prediction, what is the value? So let prediction values are like this: 100, 100, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and 0. Like this, let information is there. Okay, like this, just consider this is the two examples. So this Y prediction is the predicted actual value. These are the actual value. This is the predicted value. So how we get the Y predicted? From the model predictions. So now from this, how we find out the confusion matrix? So basically confusion matrix format is like this. Okay, so here this side represent the predicted part, Okay, so here this part is the actual part, actual value. So, and here, and remember that here last thing I told you, here this situation, this is white test, this is, remember, this is a binary classification problem, means every instance either belongs to the class 1 or maybe belongs to the class 0, so it's a binary classification test. So remember that here two classes are there. If a number of remember that number of confusion matrix equal to number of classes. If we have two class, then that means we have to consider, we have to create two confusion matrix. So here this confusion matrix for class 0. For class 0 we are going to make a confusion matrix. Remember that while you are taking class 0 while you are building confusion matrix for class 0, that means here your class 0 is considered positive. So here 0 is positive, 1 is negative. Okay, so think this. Okay, so here we can say this part is positive, 0 is positive, 1 is negative. Or we can say positive means true, negative means false, like this. Or we can say true, false, like this. So here this is the predicted part. Here again we can say positive and negative, 0, 0 and 1 class, 0 class and 1 class. Okay, so this 1, 0 is known as true and 1 is known as false. Okay, so from this white test and white prediction, how we make the confusion matrix. So here remember that this part is known as true positive, TP. Why TP? Here actual class is 0, predicted is 0. If this thing happen, means your X test, the actual X test, the instance actual class level is 0, and after prediction also, if the class level is 0, then this part is known as true positive. Okay, so you calculate how many true positive are there. Actual class is 0, positive, after prediction also positive. So 1, 2, 3. So here I can write 3 classes. From the explanation we got this. Actual is positive, of the test samples actual class is positive, and after prediction also it is positive. So 3 classes. Then this part, what? This actually, remember that this is 0. Actual it is 0, but it is predicted as negative. Actual it is true, but it is predicted as false. So this is known as false positive. So sorry, false negative. Okay, false negative means actual it is true, but it is predicted as what? Predicted as negative. Okay, so another thing here, actual it is negative, but predicted as positive, so that is known as false positive. Actual it is 1, predicted as 0, and this part, what? Actual it is negative, predicted as negative, so that means true negative. Okay, so I got true positive here, actual negative got positive, then actual false got false, that means false means here 1. So actual 1 predicted actual 0 predicted 1, actual 0 predicted 1. So think how many are there. Actual 0 predicted on 1, 2, 3. We got it. Okay, actual 0 predicted 1, so this is known false negative. Here consider actual 1 predicted 0. Think how many. Actual 1 predicted 0, actual 1 predicted 0, 1, only 1 available. Negative, true negative, actual negative, predicted negative. Actual 1 predicted on 1, 2, 3. So 3. So from this y test and y prediction, I got this confusion matrix. This is for class 0. While we are making for class 0, this is a confusion matrix. While consider for class 0 is a positive and 1 is a negative. So here, if you make the sum, total sum, we can get here. Okay, not necessary. Okay, this is simple confusion matrix. Okay. So okay, so now from this confusion matrix, how we get some our classification performances. Remember that there are some classification performances are there. So to evaluate the performance of the classifier, the classification performance matrices are there. Okay, so here first one is one classification performance is accuracy. Accuracy is equal to, what is accuracy? Accuracy telling that the fraction of correctly classified sample out of the total sample. Here the formula is correctly classified sample how many? Remember, true positive means it is correctly classified, true correctly as true, negative part means it is minus and predicted also minus. So this part is known as correctly classified samples divided by total samples. So here what is the value? So here TP3 plus 3 plus 1 plus 3. Remember that all sum is equal to 10 because that 10 size is 10. So here 2 parts, sorry, 3 plus 3 divided by 3, all 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 1 is equal to 6 by 10 equal to 60%. So we got here accuracy 60% of the model. Second part is recall another. What is recall? Recall telling that fraction of correctly predicted divided fraction of correctly predicted out of actual what means we can say the formula TP plus total true positive and correctly true positive. Total true positive, or remember that this is true positive and this line indicates true positive line. So here 3 plus, this is actually negatively predicted negative, but actually the samples are known as total true positive. This total true positive sample. So in the out of total true positive sample, how many correctly classified? So this is known as a recall. So recall equal to so 3 by, you can 6. So you can say 50%. Precision. Precision basically the formula is correctly predicted out of this is the formula is basically this is how many prediction is true. So TP plus this FP. FP means maybe falsely predicted positive, but it telling that how many prediction is positive value. See, this is prediction positive value, this is the prediction positive value. Out of this total prediction positive value, really how many samples are really positive. So this is the known as precision. So here 3 divided by 3 plus 1 equal to 3 by 4. You can make it percentage. Okay, some percentage will come. Okay, so like this, another is F1 score. This is another parameter, another matrix. The formula of precision is equal to 2 into recall into precision divided by recall plus precision. Here I am not going to describe the details of importance of the parameters. Remember that accuracy only showing how many correctly classified sample. Recall only saying how many true positive value are there and correctly classified true positive. Recall only showing, precision only showing how many prediction positive and out of total prediction positive how many really positive. And F1 score is the basically this is the formula for recall. So here we can put the value 50%. You just put the value here 3 by 6 into 3 by 4 divided by, you can put here 3 by 6 plus 3 by 4. You do the calculation and you will get the result. Okay, so from the, remember that if we take class 0, we made one confusion matrix. If we take in class 1, then we will get another confusion matrix. Remember that this is binary classification problem, so we will get 2 matrix. Okay, so exactly if you want, we can also make another matrix. It's very easy, the same process. So like this, from this we got the information. Our model's accuracy 60%. That means out of the total sample, here how many samples? 10 samples are there. 6 samples are correctly classified, and for other 4 samples the model got confusion. It got confusion in classification time. So this type of a confusion is presented in form of this confusion matrix. That's why its name is confusion matrix. Okay, so all these is some parameters, some matrices are taken, and there are some other matrices are there, kappa score and like this some available, but these 4 are very important while we are analyzing which classification model is better. Okay, so like this we can we can do the, this is the theoretical part I cover. You can make, you can run. Okay, in the next video lecture I will go through in details, because this precision recall F1 score, there are micro precision, basically micro precision, macro precision and weighted precision. This thing I will discuss in the next video lectures. So I hope you understand. If you have doubt, you can ask in the comment sections. Thank you.